This video is brought to you by FX's Welcome to Wrexham. Wednesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
That is right! I did it! That's number 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am!
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 outrageous celebrations in sports.
The Venezuelans have clearly been practicing their goal celebrations too.
For this list, we'll be looking at the craziest over-the-top celebrations that have ever taken place during games and events. Which celebration had you in laughter or thinking maybe they went a little too far there? Be sure to let us know in the comments. Number 10. Chad Johnson's Riverdance. This NFL wide receiver had earned such a reputation for his celebrations that fans would tune in to see what he would do if he scored.
I got a great celebration for you guys. Again, just wait and see the next one.
Proposing to a cheerleader, playing around with a camera, or wearing a Hall of Fame jacket after scoring, Johnson's penchant for outrageous celebrations knew no bounds. But perhaps the one most fondly remembered is the Riverdance. After scoring against the Chicago Bears back in 2005, Johnson proceeded to dance like no one had ever danced before in the NFL.
Something would initiate it on a Tuesday. We went to play the Bears, and a commercial for the Lord of the Dance came on TV, and I was like, you know what? That looks funny. That looks funny, and I'm going to try to do that dance if I can score.
It's no wonder why he went on to compete on Dancing with the Stars. Number 9. Terrell Owens goes on the star.
Right to the center of the stadium. Right to the Dallas Cowboys logo. He looks skyward through the opening of the roof.
Using a Sharpie, throwing popcorn on himself, or even cheerleading, T.O. was creative when it came to celebrating. For this list, we'll be going with one of, if not his most controversial celebrations. In 2000, Owens scored a touchdown during a game against the Dallas Cowboys. After scoring, he ran towards the center of the field with his arms up.
I wasn't doing it to taunt anybody. I wasn't directing it at anybody.
I think Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys took it a little differently.
When running back Emmitt Smith later scored and went on to do the same celebration in response, Owens went back once again after scoring his second touchdown. Cowboy fans and safety George Teague weren't too pleased.
There's going to be a penalty on George Teague because he's going to clock him.
Love him or hate him, you knew you were in for a treat whenever T.O. was playing.
I told you! They hate to love me!
Number 8. Randy Moss moons the crowd. Unlike the other wide receivers on this list, Randy Moss isn't as known for his touchdown celebrations, but there's one that will forever stand out. In 2005, Moss would haul in a beautiful 34-yard touchdown catch during a wildcard game against the Green Bay Packers.
Moss! Randy Moss is in for a touchdown!
What followed made us speechless, and also infuriated commentator Joe Buck.
That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss, and it's unfortunate that we had that on our air live. That is disgusting by Randy Moss.
Some laughed, some were shocked, and the Green Bay Packer fans weren't having it. According to Moss, the reason for celebrating this way was in response to seeing fans who were doing the exact same gesture and subtle jabs by the University of Wisconsin band prior to the game.
They got spelled Carl in their horns. Where are you at, Moss? What? With University of Wisconsin, University, what?
An interesting way to respond indeed. Number 7. Teemu Selanne goes duck hunting.
Flips it high. Selanne goes after it. Teemu Selanne breaks it. He scored!
The player known as the Finnish Flash was one of the NHL's most dynamic goal scorers, and he made his mark early. In his first season alone, Selanne broke the record for most goals scored by an NHL rookie previously set by Islander legend Mike Bossy. Upon scoring his 54th goal and breaking the record, Selanne threw his glove in the air and motioned his stick as though it were a gun targeting his glove. We can all almost certainly agree that it was a wild and outrageous way to celebrate breaking a record. Number 6. Teofimo Lopez dances a la Fortnite. It can be argued that no boxer might go as hard as Teofimo Lopez when it comes to post-fight celebrations. Case in point, his fight against Vitor Jones Freitas. In the very first round, Lopez knocked down his opponent with a right hook.
Teofimo's, he's the 5th one. Oh, Freitas goes down within the first minute.
As he attempted to get up, Lopez proceeded to perform a dance from Fortnite. After the referee stopped the fight, Lopez then did a backflip.
Teofimo Lopez with a backflip and a victory.
What a shot from Teofimo Lopez.
This, along with his other celebrations, not only show his wild side, but a true love for Fortnite. Where's the sponsorship at? Number 5. Danish badminton duo does Gangnam Style. To say that the song Gangnam Style and its music video took over the world in 2012 is an understatement. The song became a viral sensation, and many were captivated not only by the song in and of itself, but the accompanying dance of the same name featured in the video. All over the world, people were performing the dance, including athletes. Both Matthias Boe and Karsten Mogensen put out the moves after their victory in the BWF Super Series men's doubles finals in 2012. With the Gangnam Style blaring from the speakers, both men naturally proceeded to, well, do the Gangnam Style dance.
For a third consecutive time.
And this wasn't the only time that year they hit the dance after a victory. Number 4, Jacopo Viola headbutts the dugout. Whenever someone scores in sports, especially in soccer, it's often a high-octane moment. So it's perfectly normal when the scorer, their teammates, and fans get amped up. But sometimes it can get way out of hand. Riolo Terme's Jacopo Viola is a prime example of this. After the Italian striker scored a game-winning goal against Ponticelli, he ran to his team's dugout and lunged towards the entrance. He ended up being fine, but the referee was not too pleased, handing him a red card. We can't help but wonder what he'd do if he ever won a championship. Number 3, Medi Djurjevic celebrates himself. Sometimes the fan support is never enough. After scoring the 6th and final goal for Norby IF in their dominant win over Tvoker, defender Medi Djurjevic was so excited that he hopped over the field and into the stands, where he sat on one of the seats and clapped. Some fans even joined him, but other than that, no one else was happy about it. Returning to the field, he was yellow-carded, and one can clearly see his teammates berating him for what he had done. He was also suspended for 1 game for his actions. Number 2, Mario Djurovski takes off his shorts. Now, this one is so outrageous we can't even show it to you. Facing TOT Sport Club, Wangtong United midfielder Mario Djurovski scored and celebrated by removing his shorts, putting them over his head, and taunting the crowd. Seems logical, right? It resulted in Djurovski's 2nd yellow card of the match, and he was then ejected. Fortunately, his team went on to win 2-1, but please people, do remember, whether you're playing in a match or you're just out in public, taking off your pants is never, ever a good idea. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Francesco Totti's selfie. Nothing like a good selfie to celebrate a goal and get everyone's attention. Diego Rosa picks up his bike before crossing the finish line. He just had to do that, didn't he?
Almost 4 hours and 20 minutes, and he's going to lift his bike and walk it over. Oh, what a sight. He had enough time to prepare that celebration.
Maurice Green's fire extinguisher. Too hot, too hot, too hot.
9-8-7. And that's what Maurice Green was looking for. Here go the shoes. The wind. They're on fire.
The hot stick. A great goal by Alexander Ovechkin sparked an iconic celebration.
He scores on his first shot of this game. And he's got a little celebration here. I'm sure Don Cherry will have a reaction to that, but nevertheless,
it's his 50th of the year.
South African men's soccer team does the Macarena. Hey, that's impressive.
Goal! Bafana! Bafana! Goal for South Africa! Goal for all Africa! Jambu Lila! Rejoice!
Number 1, Stjarnan goes fishing. Not 1, not 2, not 3 players, but this entire soccer team from Iceland is famous for their wild celebrations. Arguably, their most iconic celebration came during their match against Keflavik. After Halldór Ori Bjornsson scored the game-winning goal, he launched an imaginary cast at one of his teammates, who proceeded to hobble around towards him like a fish. Bjornsson and the rest of the group pick him up and pose as if it were a photo op. It went viral, and the team's popularity skyrocketed.
This video is brought to you by FX's Welcome to Wrexham. Wednesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.